हेलो गाइस, वेलकम टू आवर यूट्यूब चैनल। आज टोटल सोलर इक्लिप्स देखते हैं लाइव। मुझे बताना नज़र आए तो। चलो ठीक है, मैं इसको रख रही हूँ भाई यहाँ पे। नज़र आ रहा है सन। अभी तो फ़ोन रख दिया मैंने, अब क्यों हिल रहा है? सही है ना भाई, मैं पकड़ के बैठ गई हूँ। बंद कर दो डोर।
हाथ जल जाएंगे तुम्हारे।
नहीं जलते।
नीचे रख दो उसको।
बैठ जाओ। गाइस लाइव सोलर इक्लिप्स देखें, सूरज को गिरन लगना शुरू हो गया, मून ऑलमोस्ट उसके हाफ में आने वाला है। चरिंद परिंद ने भी खामोशी अख्तियार कर ली है। स्पेशल ग्लासेस पहन के देखिएगा जो कोई भी अगर लाइव उसको वहाँ पे देख रहा है, डायरेक्ट मूवी में नहीं, डायरेक्ट अगर आप देख रहे हैं उसको तो ग्लासेस पहन के देखिएगा फॉर योर सेफ्टी।
Very interesting. You see David Hunter here. He's kind of the mastermind in the blue sweater there.
साथ में रखना।
And it looks like I'll give you a close up here of what's happening with the helium because they are.
Okay.
There's
Okay.
helium. There's one tank there that may be expired now. They might be switching helium tanks.
Okay. I feel like we're watching the launch of SpaceX or something, and they're doing the final checks, and I should be counting down, Brett, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, like I'm at NASA TV. That's what it feels like, this excitement
like-
level. I don't want to go away.
It's like SpaceX if everyone working at SpaceX were volunteers and retired. From their jobs usually as
Exactly.
a professor.
Maybe we could keep this. Maybe we could keep this up on the screen on split screen because I don't want to go away, but I also don't want to lose my next guest because he's watching. So just stand by with me, Brett. I want to bring in Jay Scotland. He's on Prince Edward Island. Jay used to be a big part of our team on CBC Morning Live. He's now the meteorologist on Compass. Such a great guy. He's got his glasses on. Excellent safe watching. Jay, what is happening there where you are? And tell me how you must be very excited about today.
I am. In 2017 here on PEI, I had a chance with my daughter Abby to take in the partial eclipse at that time with a pinhole projector. I think we made it out of a cereal box and it worked. I have never experienced a total eclipse before, and really, we are seeing the unexpected happening today, and that is a clear sky in the maritime provinces and across PEI, where a good chunk of our province, Heather, is going to be experiencing totality between 4:35 and 4:40. Around 4:37, where we are, will be that max for totality. And man, oh man, to see a cloud-free sky on PEI in early April, I think the odds of overcast conditions here are between 60 and 70%. So this is truly unprecedented weather to take in this total eclipse today.
You know, Jay, as you're talking, the other half of our screen, you have another camera sitting and rolling. And so we're seeing, so the partial eclipse is underway. It's taken that bite out of the sun and starting to move across the sun's surface. What are you most looking forward to, Jay, just personally, when you see totality there for the first time?
Just to know that I'm standing in a celestial shadow, I think that's going to be, it's almost a deep connection with things beyond, what we see immediately around us, and to see that effect. And I'm really interested to see, I've heard that the colors green and blue can look a lot more vibrant just with the lighting conditions during a total solar eclipse. So I made sure to wear a green shirt today, as the grass really hasn't greened up all that much just yet here on PEI. But man, oh man, to get to experience between 2 to 3 minutes for Western PEI of totality today, and even the eastern half of the island, very close to 100% coverage in terms of that total eclipse. This is really a historic event, a once-in-a-lifetime event, Heather, and I will say, the next time this happens on PEI, 55 years from now, I'll be 98, 2079. I'm hoping to get a chance to do this again.
Yeah, but if I know you, you'll still be bringing fantastic weather forecasts and having fun with people on the island, as you did with us for so many years, Jay. Thank you for setting this up. We'll be back to you as this continues. Woodstock, PEI, enjoy it. Enjoy your moment. There is the scene from Jay's camera. Now, as totality approaches on the island, crowds filling in behind me, the Niagara Falls, getting very, very excited. 3:18 Eastern is the time that I am expecting to experience totality. Jay was talking about the colors changing. We were talking about that earlier today. The green becoming bolder, the red maybe recessing. Niagara Falls behind me, we're expecting it may look a little pink, but we're not sure. I'm not sure. We'll find out in due course when totality arrives. I want to take you to Austin, Texas next. Already experienced totality. Nelson Kwan is with me now. If you are into things celestial, you probably know the award-winning documentary Chasing Shadows. Nelson is the producer and the director of that. He's in Austin, Texas. Nelson, I'm so delighted to meet you. You've already had your totality. Tell me all about it.
Well, I'm here in Austin, right in the middle of the city. We're kind of like at the edge of the Eclipse path, so we would add about about 2 minutes of totality, which happened about maybe 20 minutes ago. I'm at this school. My nephew, his school is underneath the Eclipse path, so I kind of planned this trip to come here like maybe 8 years ago to kind of experience the eclipse with him. So, yeah, I mean, as you can see behind me, it's cloudy conditions, something that has been plaguing a lot of eclipse chasers this time around. So we were able to see the corona. In fact, I can show you a little bit because I was recording it on my telescope camera. If you can see it there. Yeah, we had a little bit of totality. We could see the corona and everything. We even saw some.
Are you a documentary film producer by any chance? You're giving me an interview while showing me your own footage. This is fantastic. Okay, sorry,
Yeah,
go ahead. I was mesmerized. Yeah, go ahead. Show me more.
Yeah. So
Show me your footage.
We only had. Well, I just want to at least get you guys to see even though we had clouds like this, the 2 minutes did give us some little bit of corona, so we were able to see that. And of course, naked eye was even better. So I think in about 10 minutes, you guys are gonna witness your totality. So that's gonna be pretty exciting. I really hope you guys got the clear skies. I think you guys have much better weather than what we have here. So really hoping that you guys all get to see
Nelson.
it over there.
We've had a lot of cloud today. Every time there's a break in the crowd behind me goes wild, and you hear the cheers maybe in our conversation. I know you've seen total eclipses before. 2016, tell me about the eclipse and your experience then, because what happened for you in Austin, Texas, I'm going to bet, Nelson, does not top what happened to you personally in 2016.
Yeah, so 2016, we were in Sulawesi in Indonesia, and over there the clouds were a toss-up as well, exactly like this the day before the eclipse. Morning of the eclipse, clear skies, could see not a cloud in sight. Very lucky. And for me, my heart was raging a little bit more because it was like a high risk kind of a situation. I was planning to propose to my then girlfriend, now wife at the time. So I proposed to her. I told her I'd give her 3 diamond rings. We successfully and beautifully saw 2 diamond rings in the sky, and then I got down on my knees right after, and I gave her the 3rd diamond ring. So she said yes. Yeah. So it was probably one of the most memorable eclipses ever.
Story.
Yeah.
Such a beautiful story. She said, yet what an auspicious beginning. You have twin boys now, and as you say, you're sort of introducing them to the family business. What's the Generations project you're working on now, Nelson?
So the Generations project, every 18 years, the solar eclipse path on the Earth will kind of repeat itself. So for example, this eclipse, 2024, had the same eclipse path 18 years ago. And it went over Turkey and I think Middle Asia and that whole area. So a lot of, for us eclipse chasers, it's kind of like a eclipse birthday, I guess you can call it, because if you hit that 18 years, so for me, my first eclipse was 2008, my 2026 eclipse will be my 18-year cycle. It's called the Sorrow Cycle eclipse. So it's a very important number for us eclipse chasers. So my twins were born last year, and what I'm trying to do with this art project is, a lot of eclipse chasers, they'll take photos of the sun, get those close-ups, or they'll get some nice landscapes. I've decided to kind of do something a little different and kind of showcase me. So kind of show you a little of my setup here. I've got like my strobe and my camera, this one here. It's basically to capture us and the eclipse, So it's kind of like a selfie, almost like a self-portrait. So the Generations project, I wanted to kind of showcase my kids as they grew up along the ways with the eclipse. So starting this year, then the next one in 2026, and so on and so forth, all the way until they're 18 years old. So hopefully they can get that one sorrow cycle. So yeah, and then I can like kind of have that exhibit 20 years from now.
I hope I'm around to hear all about it from you at that time. Can I ask you a question, one more question? Now, this might be a little bit obscure because it's not about your family. I've been to Austin, Texas. I love Austin, Texas. You know, one of the things that people go to Austin, Texas for is the colony of urban bats that live under the bridge. They live under the Congress Bridge. I don't know if you've seen them in your time there, but every dusk, these millions of bats fly out. And I was thinking, if it's a total solar eclipse and day becomes night, have you heard anything yet about how the bat behavior was? If they suddenly flew out early or thought it was time to go for their hunt? That would be a really interesting story there.
That definitely would be an interesting story. I'm not surprised that they did come out. I'm unfortunately not in an area to have witnessed that. But I can tell you that about 5 minutes before totality here, even with the clouds, that animals were starting to act a little funny. We saw some birds kind of circling, kind of interestingly in the sky. We heard the crickets chirping, even night lights were turning on, things like that. So, there's a lot of interesting animal activity. In 2013's eclipse, when I went to Ethiopia, 5 o'clock, midday, the sun's supposed to be up. As the eclipse rolled through, the cattle were going home. And I saw, which I thought was quite interesting. So I wouldn't be surprised if the bats were like, oh, hey, it's nighttime, let's go out.
Let's go for our insect hunt. Nelson, what a pleasure to meet you. Thank you. Looking forward to following your next projects and this Generations project, which sounds so fascinating. Enjoy your rest of the time in Austin, Texas. Nelson Kwan, my guest.
Good luck on your guys' totality.
Oh, you have one more thing to tell me? Okay, thank you. It's
coming.
No, it's coming.
Totality is coming, so yeah, good luck on it.
Thank you so much. It's also coming to Sherbrooke, Quebec. Let me show you live pictures there. Partial eclipse underway, so everybody in Quebec watching right now, make sure you're wearing those solar eclipse glasses. Make sure you have the solar filters over your camera lenses. This is what we need to be doing right now because you're not at totality yet. And as we look at these pictures, you're going to hear the voice of Ryan Marciniak, who's been with me all morning and all afternoon, and we've been enjoying his expertise so much from Astronomy in Action. One of the things in Nelson Kwan's documentary, Chasing Shadows, there's a line that says, once you experience a total solar eclipse, it changes you. You've seen one. Did it change you?
It did. I mean, being an astronomer, you have I guess a more intimate understanding of what's happening in the cosmos around us. But to be there and to understand that these three celestial bodies are lining up perfectly, and you are along that line, you are part of that experience. You feel connected to the entire universe at that moment.
So that's what we're going to feel here. Now, I should tell you that Ryan and I right now, we're under a tent. So we're protected in terms of whatever bursts through. Every once in a while we hear, I'm just looking this way because the sun is this way over my shoulder. I can't believe the crowd now.
Fantastic.
For a while they were saying 1 million people in Niagara Falls. I don't know if we're going to hit that because it's not the best weather, but they certainly are expecting 100,000. Hundreds of thousands potentially. And if you've missed the last reference point, the biggest one-time crowd they had here was when Nick Walenda walked on that tightrope from the American Falls over here across to Horseshoe Falls. 150,000 people were there to witness that. Can you imagine that? Pretty incredible. But we do expect there are many, many more people watching in one of the natural wonders of the world, Niagara Falls, what is sure to be another natural wonder of the world. We've been watching all morning quite a lot of seagulls. What are they likely to do as totality approaches?
Their nighttime routine, maybe landing, nesting a little bit, kind of settling down, but maybe a little surprised that they're doing that so early, but it will get pretty quiet as far as birds go.
But interestingly, it won't be silent for us, I wouldn't imagine, because of the falls behind us.
Well, between the falls and the crowd, I'm sure it'll be quite loud.
They'll be cheering, I'm sure.
Definitely.
But we are in front of the second largest falls in the world behind Victoria Falls, but the most water, 168,000 cubic meters every minute. This is rushing over, so it's really it's a roar.
It's a beautiful place to be. Even if the weather is cloudy for the rest of the eclipse, we have this wonder of the world to look at.
It really is. So stand by for just a second. I want to bring in Katie Nicholson. I haven't seen personally, Katie, the partial eclipse. These are my live shots here that you're seeing up on the camera. This is what's going on in Niagara Falls because I'm under my tent. I'm keeping my eyes very well sheltered, but you've been out there. I do have my glasses at the ready, though, of course. Now, what's been happening out there with the crowd as you've been talking to people as totality approaches?
Well, this is sort of the scene. You can see a fair number of people still staring up, looking, willing the clouds to sort of part again. You can sort of feel it here. We had those brief moments around 2:43 to 2:45. That's when we heard these whoops from the crowd. People were so excited because they could actually see it a bit with the naked eye. People were putting their glasses on and off and on and off because it was really hard to make out at first. All of our friends along here with their telescopes started hustling really quickly, trying to basically record the images they were getting. I talked to a couple who had come in from North Carolina, and they woke up this morning. They saw how cloudy it was. They were just like, oh, what a bummer. And then they had that moment, and they were showing me the pictures that they got, which were just pretty incredible, just as the moon and the sun just started to encroach upon one another there. So what's happening here is people are just really wanting another moment of that as we get close to totality. But obviously, one of the reasons that people wanted to come here was to have that experience of darkness in the middle of the day, essentially. And so and to really, I guess, be blown away by this sort of celestial show. Can't do that when it's this cloudy. So really, this is everyone's just kind of hanging out here, waiting for a slightly better view, waiting for the skies to clear just a little bit. And I don't know, like I didn't think we were going to get what we just got a little while ago. So Heather, I'm like kind of holding hope, and I'm holding onto my glasses just in case we have that break.
I hope so. It's really fun to hear the crowd as they see the sun, and they are so excited. We're looking live at pictures of Woodstock, PEI on one side of your screen, and Sherbrooke, Quebec. It really does. And Ryan Marciniak has time for one more question for now. He's coming back, but he's going to be part of totality coverage on CBC Radio if you're listening as well. So we're under a tent. It's hard to gauge, but it looks to me like the sky is darkening. Is that right?
Yeah, it's starting. We're starting to see that kind of hitting the dimmer switch on the sun. Right? It's just a little bit right now, but over the next 10 minutes, we're going to notice a lot of darkness. And then when we approach totality, we start to see that shadow coming across, the darkness streaming across us.
I can feel the breeze.
It's getting cooler.
I think it is getting cooler. It was 14 degrees. We took the temperature at 1 o'clock. We took the temperature. It was 14. We are noting because it'll drop about 10 degrees, won't it? 10 degrees?
Yes, and the wind might actually stop and shift direction as well.
And then again, as we talk, the seagulls, they're really the only bird life or animal life. There's some pets in the crowd, but maybe hear the dogs react. I don't know. But the birds, we'll see if they get silent. This is all what is in store for us here in Niagara Falls. And again, Ryan, thank you. Come on back after your radio duties. We'll continue our conversation. I just want to make sure that you just take stock for just
अभी
one
इस वक्त यहाँ पे सेंट एमाबल में +17 है और तकरीबन 10 डिग्री इसका गिरेगा अभी वेदर.
There won't be another until 2044, and that's
मौसम ठंडा होना शुरू हो रहा है
the three northern territories.
क्योंकि जो सन हाइट हो रहा है तो उसमें वेदर में ठंडक आ रही है.
We are and really savor the moments. What we're seeing
देखो
is
सूरज कैसे हो गया
डिम हो गया बिल्कुल.
तो जगह शेड हो गया
and
और
we're
डाउन
bringing
हो
you
गया
live pictures all along
ऐसे ही है.
totality. So
कवर हो
just
गया ना.
off this camera,
वही ठंडी ठंडी हवा आ रही है.
Allison Northcott's
Yes,
camera
we're
at
over the
Legonsic, the observatory there.
Yes.
You can see the partial
Oh.
eclipses in Sherbrooke. I'm really hoping
कितना सा रह
the
गया
cloud
almost.
breaks and I can bring you my own live camera, but so far not. Andrew, we've been saying a lot of Doris Day. Que sera, sera. We're just going with it here in Niagara. Whatever happens. So what's going on in Toronto where you are?
Well, Heather, this serves me right because I was bragging about the sun coming out. It is
बच्चों को उस टाइम दिखाएंगे ना जब पूरा दिन बन जाएगा.
In Toronto, we're under partial eclipse, but we are, as you've been mentioning, just minutes away. And Pauline is here, Barbie is here with me, just minutes away from totality for many people in southwestern Ontario. And then it'll quickly kind of clip through southern Ontario into Quebec, into the Maritimes, and then finally
हवा
land
कैसी ठंडी ठंडी तेज हो गई है.
period. So for
Sunny.
those in the bright sunshine, what are they going to experience?
Well, they'll
diamond ring effect, where you see a little bright spot on the edge of the moon, the edge of the moon and the sun. They might see famous beads, which is where the sunlight filters through the craters on the edge of the moon, which is super cool. They'll see birds landing or doing their sleep time things. They'll feel it getting cooler, and maybe the winds will change shape, change direction.
It feels a little, I don't know, it feels a little bit cooler here, and it does seem dark. I think that's, are we experiencing
I think we're starting to get a bit of the edge of that, yeah. And, you know, for those of us under the clouds, we're still going to see it get dark. We're just not going to get to see all of the awesome stuff next to the sun.
Okay, so now that we are very close to experiencing that, or many Canadians are, those in Niagara and Southern Ontario and other parts, remind us about the safety tips in terms of glasses and what we need to be doing.
So folks who are under clear skies, you want to keep your glasses on until you see the sun go away, basically. That's how you'll know totality is starting. You take the glasses off, and then you got to put them back on 2 to 3 minutes later, depending on where exactly you are. People where it's not a total eclipse need to keep the glasses on. You know, if you got as many clouds as we have here, you probably can't see the sun.
1979 में पहला हुआ था.
Keep the glasses handy. You might need them.
And remind us about why
Now
the shadows
2024 में.
the size of the moon versus the size
इस एरिया में हम लोग हैं मॉन्ट्रियल से साउथ के एरिया ईस्ट के एरिया में
Right. So the moon
यहाँ पे
is
जो
coming
लास्ट जो
toward
टोटल हुआ था
the
वो
sun
प्रोग्राम
and the
बताए
earth,
थे
and it just happens
1932 में हुआ था वो लास्ट फुल प्रोग्राम
1932.
यहाँ
except
पे इधर
sometimes the moon is a
ईस्टर्न
little further
क्यूबेक
away,
में
and it's not quite
Oh.
big enough to block the sun. We call that an annular.
फुल
So
सोलर
if you've heard that word, that's what that means.
Okay, so
आखिर वो शेड है क्या ब्लू
Heather,
कवर
I know, and I was just going to ask you finally, in terms of the 99.9%, yeah, it just won't be the same. But Heather, I know we're so close. Back to
So
you.
close, yes.
We are. I can see your sky darkening, Andrew. Thank you so much. Can you see mine? It's quite extraordinary. I want you to watch this, but there we are. Look at this. You can see my breath. The temperature has dropped considerably and quickly. And Katie Nicholson, who's just, let me see, can I see Katie somewhere in the crowd just behind me? Are you noticing the same thing, Katie, in terms of darkness, light, sounds,
yes.
cold? What are you seeing?
We've noticed, yeah, big shift in light, but also just temperature, the wind, and the thing that I'm really noticing, I kind of feel a bit like Jimi Hendrix and the birds. The seagulls here have just really kicked up. They're flying around. We sort of hear them. I don't know. They have one that just like grab one there.
Seagull भी भाग रहे हैं भाई.
Walking around us off to the side a bit more too. Flying low, just sort of going around in circles. They certainly seem a little bit more disturbed. And we, of course, I've heard multiple times. Sometimes animals start nocturnal behaviors. They get a little bit confused by the sudden, rapid onset of darkness. So you can feel it. It's a tangible experiential thing. You feel the cold, you feel the dark, and there certainly is a sense that something is shifting. So as we get closer and closer to totality, it has absolutely become crisper, colder, a little windier, and just the birds here clearly a little bit more on edge than they were earlier today.
Katie, thank you so
we
much.
saw a couple planes. Yeah.
Oh, I was asking our team because I'm looking up. There's just above us. Can you see this, Katie? There's a tiny sliver of blue sky, and everyone is hoping that expands. Obviously, the sun is covered in cloud where we are, but again, there's optimism, and I think I keep seeing planes flying. Now, by the way, can you get that shot?
Yeah. Yeah, you can see the blue sky there. Merdad is just getting it. Yeah. And that is it, Heather, that is in the area where we were told is a prime viewing spot for this eclipse. So if that shifts over, we might be in luck here.
Listen, I am an eternal optimist, Katie Nicholson, and so we're not done yet. We have 6 minutes until totality where we are here in Niagara Falls, but it's seconds away in Kingsville, the very first place in Canada to experience a total solar eclipse since 1979. The southernmost point of Canada is Pelee Island. Chris Ensing, you keep those glasses on. Last moments of partial eclipse for you, Chris. Tell me about it. Tell me all about it.
We're watching this move centimeters away from taking over the sun. It's incredible. Just the version of what's occurring here for us with the sky darkening, the cold. We can see our breath, the water in front of us flat. I've got people behind me all over. Just as this is about to go, I got some friends beside me right here. As you watch the sliver of the sun start to disappear, Ali, what are you thinking about, bud?
This, I would say this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. It's honestly just beautiful.
Wow, look at it. We've got that last little sliver inside of there. What do you guys think? What do you make of this? Neat to see, eh? Ali, we got the applause from people. They're...
Sad. There's so many people here. I don't even know what to say. Last sliver. Totality has just started. This is absolutely crazy.
There it is, Heather. You can hear everybody around us. That's just a gorgeous moment. I don't know what you're able to see, but the water is calm. I'm going to take the glass off just to look. Mike, if you can point the camera to the right there, you can see the sun sort of, the way the glow has been created over there. One of those beautiful sunsets that we would see here. Heather, it's incredible. Ali, before we throw it back here, what do you want to make of this? What do you want the people of Canada to know?
No. Chris, just stay with me.
Life is beautiful.
Yes, Heather, we've got you. It's something that
I want you to just tell me, look around, tell me what's happening, how are people reacting? I want to experience it with you, Chris. Just give me the whole picture.
We've got kids running around. We've got two sides of a sunset here. The beautiful northern shore of Lake Erie, just calm as glass behind us. Everybody with their phones. Ali, how would you describe this, pal?
It's, like I said, beautiful. And there's as a sun...
And Ali, as you're talking, we're just going to pan around here a bit. It's just the sun, the little edges over there. We can see there behind some people out on the water as well. People taking this in. And we're going to lose it again. It's going to start to disappear. I'm going to take one quick look back up here. I can't make out the sun. I can't make out the moon. It's darkness.
If I were to zoom in,
well,
you could kind
of... Put your glasses on there, buddy.
If I were to zoom in...
No, he's okay. I think he's okay if we're still in totality.
Oh, he is okay. Ali, oh my gosh, I'm sorry, but you are okay. Take a look at that ring. Oh my gosh, Heather. Like a goofball, I have my glasses on. This is incredible. That diamond ring we just heard your guest talk about putting 3 for his fiance. That's gorgeous. It's starting to come back. I'm going to throw him back down. So, Heather, this is incredible.
Okay, as long as it's coming back, put those back on. That is exactly the right thing. Just again to remind everybody, Chris.
Because we're going to... Hey kids, we're just going to put our glasses back
on
just as we watch
the moments of partial solar eclipse, we want to make sure that people have the safety glasses on in all of the phases of partial eclipse. It's just in those very short minutes of totality where it is safe.
Mike, we're going to take one more switch around here just to take a look now. You can start to see the sun come back, the light come back.
ओके नियाग्रा फॉल में ऑलरेडी हो गया है हमारा होने वाला है ओह
It's just incredible. That's the view from back here in the southernmost point of mainland Canada. Thanks for having us. Thanks for letting us be a part of this, Heather.
Oh, what a privilege, Chris, to experience this with you. The very first people in Canada to do so. Thanks to all the young people there. What an experience for them. I am going to bring it live to Niagara Falls because I am about a minute away from totality. Now, the cloud hasn't broken, but there is a glimpse of sun through, and you'll hear very much the cheer. They are really hoping against hope to have this experience. I don't know if you can see the crowd over my shoulder, but there are thousands of people. Hello. What's happening? Is it looking good? Fingers crossed. Everybody has their glasses on. They are waiting for these last phases before totality. The cameras are up with those solar filters on to take pictures. But if you are going to be in the path of totality, you absolutely, I think, might want to follow the advice of a guest earlier today, which is watch your first one and photograph your second. And the point of watching it is it's so rare, it is so awesome. You don't want to miss one single moment of the experience. So take a look at this. It's gotten colder. See how dark it is behind me. It is incredible. It is a quick falling of darkness. It is daytime to nighttime. The birds are still flying, but it is quiet with the exception of the crowds behind me. Let's listen in as they try to experience totality in Niagara Falls. Here it is.
बिल्कुल अंधेरा हो गया. स्पेशलिटी होने वाली है. उन्होंने अपना वो पर उड़ाया. हवा की भी आवाज आ रही है. देखो.
I just want you to experience this with everybody here. Look at how dark it is. Everybody with the cameras up, because this is the time when you can take pictures, when you can take video, when you can experience this together safely. Now, I will have to say that I'm just going to move here. It is through the cloud, but there is a hint. There is a hint. There it is coming through. You'll hear the crowd cheer.
प्रॉपर रात हो गई है वहाँ पे नियाग्रा में भी. हम लोग का भी होने वाला है.
But are going to be thrilled to have even a taste of this rarest of experience. And it's really interesting. Maybe not the full experience, Katie Nicholson. This feeling, because when you look at the corona, as we've seen in some other locations, I mean, it's been extraordinary. This sense of belonging to something bigger, but also this sense of connection to all of the people who are here, to the universe, something bigger than us individually. It has been, for many people, a time of profound emotional range. Transformative for some people. Must be peeking through. We have it. There it is. The corona. Just behold that for a moment. Those are the streamers. You're seeing the corona. At any other point, the brightness of the sun hides that from us. But we're getting some of it right now. Let's just experience this together. It keeps peeking out. It doesn't want to disappoint the thousands of people in Niagara Falls. And they are thrilled. Can I bring in Katie Nicholson for just a minute? Katie, are you having a chance with the people around you to experience what are you seeing?
I mean, I'm often not lost for words, and I'm a little lost for words. It's just a heavy, profound feeling. What's your name, sir?
Hi, Des. How you doing?
Good. You just said something to me as I walked.
Oh no, I just said it's absolutely amazing what we just saw, witnessed. How all of a sudden it just became black and very, very shady. But it's been an unbelievable experience, and we just got the full eclipse there for a couple of seconds, which was fantastic. So the crowd is shouting it one more time. So there it is, guys. It's just showing its face. Thank you.
Thank you. Heather, the sun is starting to make its presence seen here again. Everyone is again just eyes up. I think remembering to put their glasses back on, but just
make sure you do too,
moment.
Katie. You know,
I'm putting it on now. I promise.
Okay, thank you.
खामोशी गाइस इसमें फील करें आप. इस वक्त कितनी खामोशी हो गई है.
आवाज भी बंद कर दे. स्कूल से वाले आ रही है।
बच्चों को शायद बाहर ले आए हो स्कूल वाले। अभी यार रात हो रही है। अभी भी उधर ही बैठी हुई है।
Le soleil fait que ça réchauffe. Je veux ça perdre la terre, ça va vraiment. Regardez le nez. Ben oui, c'est raison. Mais ça encore. Alors, mais. Oui, il va faire non. Léa, tu les mets comme du monde, hein?
दिन में रात हो गई, दिन के 2 बजे ही। ये देखो अब फोन में नजर आ रहा वाइट रिंग बन गया अभी सूरज के ऊपर वाइट रिंग बन गया, नजर नहीं आ रहा। जैसे चांद की रोशनी रात को निकल आई है।
Sérieux, c'est bizarre. Non, hein? C'est weird. C'est comme si le matin, ouais. Il disait qu'on allait peut-être entendre les oiseaux, mais. On s'entend. Hein? On entend deux fois ici. Ah ouais? On entendait, ça plus. Moi, on n'entend pas crier. Non. À Montréal, c'est vraiment, ouais. Comme si je me disais, aïe, l'Apocalypse, il y a quelque chose qui se passe. Il y avait 150 000 au parc Jean-Drapeau. C'était barré, il acceptait tout le monde. Le monde essaie de débarquer, la police les envoyait.
गाइस आपने देखा कंप्लीटली रात होके अब दोबारा से जो है ना इसका रिंग बनना शुरू हो गया जहाँ से ख़त्म हुआ था। क्योंकि वो अब दोबारा से उसका जो रोशनी है साइड से आना शुरू हो गई है। कंप्लीटली अंधेरा होने के बाद अब दोबारा से आप देख सकते हैं सूरज में किनारों से बंद आ गया। देखा नहीं क्या बातें करते हैं। रोशनी शुरू हो गई।
दो बार हो गया।
हाँ वो शायद फिर बनना शुरू हो गया। चलिए एक्सपीरियंस कैसा था?
बहुत अच्छा।
मजा आया? देखो अब वो गली की लाइटें भी बंद हो गई, जो स्ट्रीट लाइट्स ऑन हो गई थी।
रोटी चार्ज हो गई फिर दोबारा।
अब किनारे बनना शुरू हो गए दोबारा से। अब चांद उसको ऑलरेडी क्रॉस कर रहा है। वही बात कुछ सेकंड्स में ख़त्म किया उसको। कुछ सेकंड से रुका है वो एकदम, फिर उसकी रिंग बनने के बाद रोशनी निकलना शुरू हो गई। जी मेरी रिकॉर्डिंग अभी लाइव इस तरफ हुआ कर।
There it
this is just like, I mean, we were talking about, oh, it's going to be dramatic and it's going to, the speed at which the temperature dropped, the light dropped. I can see Jupiter, I can see Venus. There's two very clear, I don't know if you can see it behind me, but this is what we're looking at here. It happens so quickly. And so you can see a circle of kind of, it's more compelling and emotional than I had anticipated, because it's just like, it's in the middle of the day and suddenly it just got dark. So there's folks all around here. I'll give you a quick little tour of people looking up here in one of the best spots in terms of conditions for the viewing of this, because it was perfectly clear blue skies all day long. So we got that full sun to full eclipse moment. And so, let's go talk to some folks here. What does it look like?
Look like it's just an eclipse.
Yeah. I mean, there's folks here who have come from all over the place, and it's needs to be working, but also just experiencing this, Heather. I know that everyone else farther west has already experienced it, but it's when the same experience, same phenomenon, but to see it yourself is very impressive.
Okay, just take a pause. You don't have to talk to me. I want you to be able to say that you experienced it too. So just look at it. Do you have your camera? Can you take a selfie? This is safe to do, by the way, during totality. I don't know if you have one with you. Maybe not. I want you to have that for the record. But
absolutely, I can take a selfie while I broadcast.
Okay, get that set. I just remind people that where you are in New Brunswick has not seen this phenomenon since 932. It has been more than 1,000 years. And there you are, Brett Ruskin, bringing the moment to us. And Brett,
so
oh my
back.
goodness,
We're coming back.
That's fantastic. That is excellent. It's so great, Brett. Does that mean I'm seeing a lot more light? Is it safe for you? Do you need to have your glasses back on?
So I got my glasses right here. I'm not looking up that way just now, but I'm going to put my glasses on. But I just, I can look down.
I'm going to leave you for a second. Stay put. I want to go to PEI next because I want them to experience it too. Sheehan Desjardins is in Woodstock, Prince Edward Island. It is totality there. Sheehan, what is happening?
It is totality here. It is dark. I don't know if you can still hear the crowd cheering. They all just let out a really big cheer all together, but it seems to be quieting down right now. Now, it is actually pretty cool. I mean, it's no wonder so many people came out to experience this event here in Woodstock. This is what people have been waiting for. This is what some people traveled literally thousands of kilometers to come and see here. Now, just before this, I had a chance to walk through the crowd and get people's thoughts. They said that this is the best day of their life. They said that this is life-changing, that it's magical. Some people have had this on their calendar for 2 years. Now, it was pretty much a perfect day here in PEI for the total solar eclipse. There was barely any clouds in the sky. I don't remember the last time it was this sunny and this warm in April. Some people are wearing shorts. Now, the temperature certainly has dropped. It's eerie how quiet it is all of a sudden. I think everyone is just really trying to take this whole experience in. I'm looking forward to it as well. It's pretty exciting here. Now, this is something that we're not going to see again in Prince Edward Island until for at least 15 years. So like I said, everyone is really trying to take this whole experience in, but I did have a chance to speak with some kids out in the crowd, and they said that they're already looking forward to it. So we'll have to see what happens 15 years from now, but the crowd is excited. I think people are really pleased with what they saw today in Prince Edward Island, Heather.
This is an extraordinary live picture beside you, Sheehan. Thank you so very much. Sheehan Desjardins, Woodstock, PEI, 2017, July 10th of that year. That's the next time that community will see what we are looking at right now. Now, is this Prince Edward Island that we're looking at? Let me just check with my team. Look at this incredible totality, as Jay Scotland was telling us in Brent. This part of the country really had the best viewing conditions. And look at this. And Alfie Chan, come and look at this with me on these live pictures. Alfie, you met earlier this morning. Alfie's been my guest for years on CBC Morning Live. He's 15, but he loves space, and he has since he was a little boy. Now that is a total solar eclipse. What are you seeing in that picture?
It's definitely totality for sure. You can see kind of like the hole covering the sun. You can see the sun's corona flare outside of the moon. Oh, and there you go. That's the diamond ring effect right there.
So is that it's moving off?
Yeah, that's moving off.
It's moving off. So let's wait and see what we see, because we have seen diamond rings which are unbelievable. That last blast, or in this case, it'll be the first blast of light as it moons moving away from the sun. So now we're seeing. Now I haven't seen this. Now this could just be our monitor or our cameras, but I haven't seen those different colors. That could just be what we're looking at on the screen. Alfie, you are here in Niagara Falls with me, you and your family, your sister Ava, and your parents. Wasn't as beautiful viewing conditions, but it did peek through. Tell me all about your experience.
So most definitely, it started, the first notable change was that it was pretty cloudy, so we couldn't see much. We started to look up, and we heard people cheering, and that's when we're like, oh, so that's when the eclipse is starting. We look up and we see through the little bit of cloud we're looking at, and we kind of see a little bit of like a black circle slowly starting to creep across the sun. And then that's when we start to notice, oh, it's getting dimmer and dimmer. And then it starts getting colder. The animals, like the seagulls out here at Niagara Falls, they started like flying all the way. Yeah, they're all flying at that direction, yeah.
They were going away,
Yeah.
were they?
Yeah.
That's really interesting. So a little bit unusual behavior. Were they quiet?
No, they were like cawing and chirping the whole time while they were flying. And they all flew in one day group and down that direction over there.
So you wanted to observe the changes, but I also wanted to find out how it made you feel. Tell me about the emotional experience.
So I did not expect it to be that quick to go from the sun brightness all the way down to dark. It went from dawn to dusk in under 5 seconds, and then in the next like 10-ish or so seconds, we went from sunset all the way to dark and at night. And then it was almost pitch black. It was a very dark blue. And it was really cool seeing all like the lights on the hotels, all the lights everywhere starting to light up. The city began to light up because of how dark it was.
Did you feel some kind of
and it felt
connection
to it felt like, oh wow, it's definitely worth it. I was also a bit nervous because I was like, oh, that's getting so dark. And I was staying
a little bit nervous.
A little bit nervous.
Wonderful to share that with your family. All of the people who were here. Thank you for sharing with all of us through these past days. Alfie, you and your family. It's been so much. It's been just great. I have to leave you now because I want to go to Newfoundland. I don't want to miss totality in Gander. Adam Walsh, you're in the very last place in Canada to experience this. What is happening in Gander, my friend?
Oh my God, it is wild, right? Like, obviously, it's getting dark in the daytime here. I'm surrounded by a couple hundred people at the College of the North Atlantic in Gander. We've got the Trans-Canada Highway in front of us. We've seen a crowd slowly build over the last hour and a half. Like free glasses have been given out behind me here. You've got some astrophysicists, students from Memorial University of Newfoundland and Labrador. There's some telescopes there. Everyone's been waiting for this moment right now, and they're up until now, it was getting pretty loud. You got someone on a loudspeaker behind me. Now everyone's clapping because here we are in totality in Gander, Newfoundland, and Labrador. And it is quite the thing with everyone's got their phones up and some cheering, and they're just in awe.
चिड़ियों की कितनी प्यारी आवाज़ें आना शुरू हो गई। वो क्या कहाँ पहुँच गया? हाँ, बड़ा होना शुरू हो रहा है आहिस्ता आहिस्ता। दोबारा से ऑरेंज होना शुरू हो गया। पहले उस तरफ से था, क्योंकि अब ये क्रॉस कर रहा है उसको, सन मून क्रॉस कर रहा है सन को, दूसरी साइड पर लेफ्ट साइड पे जा रहा है, तो इस तरफ से रोशनी होना शुरू हो गई है। बट बहुत खुश हो गए भाई, दोबारा से सुबह हो गई है रात होने के बाद। इतनी छोटी सी रात कुछ सेकंड में गुजर गई है भाई, 5 से 10 सेकंड में। हाँ 10 सेकंड के लिए, और एकदम स्ट्रीट लाइट्स ऑन हो गई, खामोशी। हाँ कुछ ऐसे ही कह लो, मतलब बहुत ज़्यादा मिनट्स नहीं थे, 1 मिनट कह लो,
1-1.5 मिनट।
हाँ नहीं वाकई रात हो गई थी। टोटलिटी।
लोग अंदर जा रहे हैं।
लोग, हाँ, लोगों ने एंजॉय जो किया बहुत, सारे बाहर आके बैठ गए थे तो खामोशी से सबने देखा।
अब जो लोग पागल हो चश्मों के पीछे, अब सब गार्डन
बिजनेस बना हुआ था ये ग्लासेस बेचना।
पागल हो गए लोग इसके पीछे।
$6 ईच ग्लासेस।
$8, $6।
वो भी डिस्पोजेबल, गत्ते से बनी हुई। चलो जो भी हैं वर्थ करती हैं। देख तो लिया हमने इसमें। ये फजर के टाइम शोर मचाते हैं परिंदे। मेरी अभी भी फिर गप्पे लगा रही है। वो तो रास्ता आवाज है उसकी, सामने वाले से बातें कर रही है। इसको बहुत टेंशन थी चश्मे की। अरे अल्लाह, मैं रह जाऊंगी, मेरे पास चश्मा नहीं होगा। हाँ, अभी भी डेंजरस होगा, आप ठीक हो गए हो?
नहीं, जब तक पूरा खत्म नहीं होता है
तब तक डेंजरस है।
तब तक पूरा आगे निकल गया था सूरज चांद। चलो
बंद कर दूंगा। +18 डिग्री हो गए।
अच्छा,
Can you believe this? लग रहा है +18। ठंडी ठंडी हवा चल रही है। चलो अब सारे अंदर जा रहे हैं, हम भी चलते हैं अपनी लाइव वीडियो को लपेट के। चलो ये मैं अपना सामान लपेटूँ अब। थैंक्स फॉर वॉचिंग गाइज। जिसने अभी तक वॉच किया है, जिसने नहीं वॉच किया, इट्स ओके। सी यू इन द नेक्स्ट वीडियो। बाय।